The panel was hoping that our main message will get across, and that is that there are a number of things teachers can do to encourage girls to really think seriously about careers in science and math. Sometimes we're asked, how will these recommendations work in mixed-sex classrooms, since in fact we talk about encouraging girls to go into math and science. These are generally good practices that will also benefit boys. As it turns out, girls and boys do have the same learning principles will work. The reason it'll be more valuable for girls is that we have fewer girl role models out there. But in fact, these will be helpful for everyone. And it's helpful for the boys to also see the women role models, because it also conveys to everybody that science is something that we all do. Boys do it, girls do it, and that there are marvelous mathematicians and scientists who are women and men. We want to be careful that we're also educating our boys for the future. One, where there's going to be much more participation of women in the workforce. They're already close to 50% of the U.S. workforce and the workforce in most global economies. One thing we find when you look at any educational recommendation is support from the administration, from the principal, from the superintendent, from the Board of Education. That's critical. When they send a message to teachers, when they support those teachers who have their own initiatives and their own ideas, that really makes a big difference. We know that there are high-performing schools and very similar schools that don't perform as well. Leadership is important. And having our principals, our superintendents, our boards of education, concerned parent groups, all participate in these will really make the job easier for teachers and really send a broader message to students that this is something we care about and that in fact we reinforce at home, we reinforce in the broader community, we put on district-wide events, and that sends a greater message. Learning happens lots of places. I'd like the local library, for example, to put on a women in science display or have local scientists come in and talk. We'd like parents to be sure that all of their kids are going to the science museum, that all their kids are going to science camp, that have a chance to really engage in great activities, that they're helping in the classroom with the teachers who may need extra time for setting up some of these more investigative activities instead of just handing out a worksheet. That's more work for teachers. Good teaching is hard work, and any support they could have with it is going to carry it just so much further. And these messages get reinforced. Those implicit messages that science is for math and math are for boys and men. We really want to start breaking them down, and the only way we do that is by having a more community-wide message. In the media, in the materials, in the books that we select for our children, in lots and lots of places. So there's a role for everybody, and it's an important role. I think what's important for teachers, for parents, for principals, for superintendents who are looking at our recommendations to know is that there's a lot they can do, and that it's important. It's important because we're developing the fullest talent possible from all of our students, and that we're helping girls particularly enter areas where they've not been there in large numbers, and that will make a difference in our competitiveness, in our ability to cooperate in a global world, prepare for our workforce, and really move us forward.